this.
It's showtime.
Okay guys, welcome back. You're watching the STPL. My name is Kix, and I am here taking you through this journey without Rapid today, but hopefully he should be back soon. He's got the ASL tomorrow, so did want to rest up for that, of course. So, that's a good point. Do tune into the ASL tomorrow. It should be a sick group in the round of 16. Wednesday, who's playing, but a couple of my favorite current players, so I'm certainly going to be watching that after work when I can. But still, we've got a great series here today as well. We've got FBW versus mSj. I know, unfortunately, mSj have lost 0-3, but it is a show match, and also, if there's a fourth game played in a series, it counts towards their stats in the normal rounds. So I'm going to cast it again today anyway. It's going to be a debut of another one of FBW's players that's been kind of a little bit apprehensive about playing until now, and that's mainly because he is on the west coast of America. The games were very early in the day for him, something like 7 AM beforehand, so kind of crazy. There are a lot of western coast Americans playing in round 3. The timing has been pushed back a little bit unless they're playing against the Korean teams, so let's not waste any more time. Let's head on over to the slightly buggy overlay and let's introduce our next two players. And here we go. We're going to have, for mSj, we're going to have Jedi1. Now, Jedi1, a very strong Protoss player, did very, very well in his last game against... I can't actually remember who mSj played. It was in the previous show match, but there has been like the third place finals as well for round 2 in between there. So that's why there's been a bit of a break between the show match weeks. But we're back here again in the week between round 2 ending and round 3 starting. So we've got some in the cast. We've got some games for people to play as well. And his opponent going to be making his debut here for FBW. Did used to be on NAS. It's Lumire. Now Lumire, a pretty cool Zerg player, very active in the foreign community. Maybe not as much recently, but he's been back playing a lot more. And it's going to be exciting for me to see how he's going to do here in his debut match in the STPL. Jedi1, of course, has played one game before. You can check out the VODs for the games mSj played before if you want to on my YouTube channel at Kix, or youtube.com//KixSC. So my Twitch name, but with a C at the end. When I get to 100 subs, which I'm close to doing, I'm going to change the name to STPL TV to make it a little bit easier to find, because I know my username... Hold on. I know my username isn't the easiest thing to spell, and I don't know what I was thinking when I came up with it, but thank you for putting up with it until now. But let's have a look at what map they're going to be playing on. It's going to be Athena 2, currently bordered by Sparkle. Need to resize this map image for the overlay. But Athena 2, if you can see in that small little window, a 3-player map, 9 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock spawns. I believe I've said 9, 3, and 6, I guess that kind of makes sense. But very cool 3-player map, kind of has a very similar style to Sylphid, which is one of the new ASL maps, and a very cool map for ZVP, so let's not waste any more time. Let's head on over to the game, and let's see mSj's Jedi1 versus Foreign Brood Wars Lumire. Please hide that. There we go. And starting us off here in the 9 o'clock position, we do have the Teal Zerg for Foreign Brood War. Currently up 3-0. Can he make this a sweep? The first sweep that Team Foreign Brood War would have actually got throughout the STPL, I think. So they're coming back with in round 3 with a very, very strong lineup. Certainly a team to look out for. It's Lumire. And his opponent down here in the 6 o'clock position, we do have the Orange Protoss fighting for mSj. It's Jedi 1. Now, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. It is Jedi 1 evil here. We're going to have to find out as we see exactly what build he does. Is he going to go for something cheesy on this map? I mean, he's building his first pylon, not in his natural. He's going to be building it in the main, so maybe opting to do a little bit of a one base play here. Now, I've never understood the purpose of these Kadar and Crystal formations, but they do block off a little bit of land there. There is, of course, this third base you can take, so this does allow you to siege behind the bridge. Oh, but there we go. Gateway first coming up in the main, Assimilator coming up as well. Lumire taking a leaf out of Taitu and Faustbook. Going to be going for a very quick spawning pool on 9 supply. Now, I mean, this isn't the hardest natural to defend, but it is a little bit harder to wall off from Protoss perspective. So this map historically was quite good for ZVP. So it wouldn't surprise me in round 3 if we see a good number of ZVZs here, but I mean, the amount of times I've said that about so many maps and it's just been PvP central. One thing to note for round 3, of course, is we've got 3 new teams. VT, mSj, which you're going to see today, of course, and the other one is BWL. So BWL, another North American team. Valhalla team is, I think, a mix, and mSj a South American team. So a good amount of people joining. Now, these teams do have quite diverse rosters. They've got good numbers of each race, so unlike in round 1 where every team was pretty much Protoss and Zerg, other than Sol, who had like 4 Terrans and then that was it, we've actually got a lot more diversity in the rosters. Even the teams from round 1, like Foreign Brood War, like Rev, like IRK, they're all starting to pick up Terran players, some Zerg players as well. The Protoss lineup's still very, very strong, of course, but 3 hatches coming in here for Lumire. Not going to go for a quick third, at least, with that. So going to be playing a little bit more defensive. Now, he could actually go for the same build that Faust went for last time. It is slightly different, but going to be very, very similar. Now, of course, Jedi 1 going to be adding on another pylon. Interesting position, but I guess setting himself up for his building positioning late game. We're going to see the probes scanning absolutely everything out as well. So nothing too surprising really on any of the fronts. We do finally have a Dragoon out to chase away this Zealot. Now, this is a very, very quick Dragoon, actually. You don't really see them that fast in ZVP. Now, it's going to be a Robo, so there's going to be one base Reaver play. Now, I think this is why he chose to go for a Dragoon so quickly. He wants to try and take down the Overlord. I say that. I think he's misjudged where the Overlord's coming in. There we go. Looks like he's going to go for it. He wants to make sure this is hidden. He wants to make sure that he can hide this Robo for as long as humanly possible. Of course, on this side, we do have Lumire going for that 3-hatch Hydra build. It is going to be on 2 bases, much like we saw Faust do. But unlike in Faust's case, this is very quick. He doesn't have that many drones. Now, is he going to pump straight into Hydras, or is he going to wait a little bit? Of course, the Robo by itself isn't all that strong. He will need the support bay. And I mean, Reavers against Hydras early on, of course they do a lot of damage, but it makes it kind of difficult early on as well. Storm is maybe a little bit more efficient, more effective. You're guaranteed to get damage with Storm, whereas Reavers can be a little bit buggy. But I mean, Lumire is going to pump Hydras quite quickly here, so this is going to be a very, very quick rush coming in from him. But no, he's going into a lair behind this, so those Hydras were actually there just for defense. And that could be a pretty good move for Lumire to make. Now, Jedi 1 does have his support bay done. Shuttle speed is coming in. We're going to have a shuttle, then a Reaver, most likely. This reminds me a little bit of some of the games we saw Bonith play at the end of 2017 against Dion Zerg and True Touch, where he won one base Reaver in a good number of games. Now, the fact that Lumire isn't going for an all-in is actually really going to help Jedi 1 out here. He doesn't have an Overlord here to try and scout anything. I believe the Overlord was actually taken down, so that's actually a pretty big deal for Lumire to lose that as well. That did delay his build a little bit. But I mean, just to answer Foxhand's question, it is a little bit harder to wall off this map, so building one base builds for PvZ, not too uncommon. Obviously you can play macro style as well, but I mean, he's trying something different. He wants to throw his opponent off, perhaps doesn't want to give anything away for the main season, doesn't want to give away his secret strats. And the other thing is, it does keep the other teams guessing. If they see Jedi 1 on the roster, if they see him picking up as EVP, he showed off a very good macro styling the first week of show matches, and showed off a pretty good, well, I mean, he's showing off a pretty interesting all-in here against Lumire, so it makes it harder for his opponents to know exactly what he's going to do, and that's very, very strong in team leagues. It allows you to set up a very strong sniping player. Now, shuttle speed about to kick in. There's not actually that much defense here for Lumire. He does have a couple of Hydralisks, but Hydralisks die very, very quickly, and it looks like Jedi 1 is going to push out now. Here we go. This is the moment of truth. Shuttle speed just kicked in, and the jig is up. Lumire knows exactly what's going on. He knows that there's going to be a Reaver in the shuttle, most likely. You don't go for shuttle speed so early if you could drop Zealots. It doesn't make any sense. And I mean, it looks like he's going to go around Lumire, getting into position, but really, really nice movement here by Lumire to try and block off the shuttle. And the potency of this drop has actually been completely nullified. The jig is up, the surprise is gone. And here we go, looks like he's going to pull it back with his army, does make it a little bit stronger, does make his smaller army stronger as well. He's going to drop off the Reaver in his main. He's got 2 Reavers now, so this is going to be his moment. He's got a decent number of Hydralisks, a decent number of Dragoons as well, and there we go. The Reavers are getting dropped down. Nice Scarab does go down to start with, and that's a lot of damage for Lumire's pretty meager army to take. He's not been building too many units. He's got a good saturation of drones at his natural, a good saturation at his main as well. And I mean, Jedi 1's army is absolutely massive at this point in the game. Not usually, as a Zerg player, would you be dealing with this. Usually you'd have the Protoss on 2 base and you'd be the one with the initiative, with your Hydras, putting pressure on the front. But this could be a very, very strong attack in here by Jedi 1. Looks like Lumire wants to set up for a flank here on both sides. Is it going to work? This is the moment of truth. We're going to have the units flanking in from both sides. The Reaver with the hot pickup. One of the Reavers actually going down. The second Reaver going down as well. And it looks like Lumire may have held. He didn't get the Scarabs he needed. And there we go. There is another Reaver. It gets taken out. Great target firing by Lumire. Great defense. A great hold against all odds. And now we see Jedi 1 is going to be the one in trouble. Jedi 1 wanted to try and expand behind this. He needed to do more damage. Jedi 1 is going to be forced into building cannons. There's not going to be another Reaver just yet. It's not going to be finished in time. And what a great flank by Lumire. Great work by him. Now it's going to be Dragoons against Hydralisks. Now great pullbacks by Jedi 1, but this is just a lot of damage coming down from Lumire's Hydralisks. A great amount of damage coming in as well. More and more Hydralisks flooding across the map. The cannons not finished, likely not going to finish either, and Jedi 1 is forced back onto his ramp, and this is not a position you want to be in. The Reaver has only just finished. He doesn't have a Scarab yet. The Reaver gonna get focused. He does pick it up with the shuttle, but he is holding on with everything he has right now, trying to get the Scarabs out. It looks like he's going to be able to hold on to his main base for now, but that's a lot of damage to be taking to an already hindered economy of the Protoss player. This is the problem with going 1 base in PvZ. If your attack doesn't work, you are in a fairly difficult spot. I mean, it looks like he's going to go around with the shuttle, with the Reaver. The shuttle and the Reaver both are very, very damaged. Now, Lumire doesn't quite get the move to see that, so this could do a lot of damage, but Lumire has got a lot of units back here, so is the shuttle going to do anything? How many drones can he get? He's going to go straight into the mineral line. Let's have a look at the Reaver. Does get a single drone, not too many. Oh, he needs to be careful. He can't afford to lose this Reaver on the shot. Looks like he's going to try and pull away. Speed saving him there. And here we go. Is he going to try and make it into the natural, or is he going to cut his losses? Looks like he's going to cut his losses and go home. He's going to head for this third base. Now, he doesn't know this is here, but he will see this. And no, it's a fake out. He's actually going to go back into the main. Now, we do actually see Mulisks coming in from Lumire. But I mean, Mulus would be good to take down the shot, but he doesn't know where it is. There's a lot of dead space behind the naturals on this map. And here we go. The Reavers come back in. But this is a bad spot for the Reaver to be in. This Scarab is likely going to dud. And there we go, it does dud. There's not too much he can do about that. I mean, we do have a lot of Dragoons already, so the Mega Mutilus Force not going to do too much. But we do see another Reaver back here. That's going to help him defend at least against the Hydros. But this is 9 Mulisks right now. It looks like the Reavers come back in. How much damage can it do? A great pull on the drones. Great usage of this spawning pool to block the Scarabs. And there we go. The shuttle does go down with the Reaver in. And this is going to be the problem. There is 9 Mulisks in your base right now. He loses 1. But this is going to be a lot of probe damage. I mean, we see Jedi 1 is nearly mined out realistically. He's not got long left on his main. And this is just part... Wait. Okay, this was just a mispull. Okay, he pulled all the way to Lumire's minerals, I thought. Sorry, not Lumire's minerals, Jedi 1's minerals. And I mean, Jedi 1 has secured a second base. So if he can get this up and mining and stay alive against any possible further aggression, we may see something a little bit more interesting happen. We could see a macro game come out of here still. But here we go, we're going to have the Mutilus count going back up once again. Still no Stargate back here for him to have. He can't really afford to build a Stargate either. Going to be adding in to the Templar Archives, at least for now. Of course, he's going to have to get the Citadel first. All of his tech is severely delayed. I mean, the one thing that isn't delayed is going to be Observers when he gets to them. But here we go, how are these 11 Mutilus going to do? They're going to pop into the main mineral line. There's only a single cannon. A Mutilus kill cannon so quickly. There we go. I mean, the Dragoons are back here to try and defend. But this is going to be a lot of damage being done by these Mutilus. Looks like he could have done a little bit better. Does take a lot of damage on a few of these. Now, still only a single cannon in his mineral line. This is actually very dangerous. I mean, he's playing off of the fact he does have a lot of Dragoons, but Dragoons don't really do that much damage. And I mean, even sending the Overlord in here, this is the problem with going Mutilus after Overlord speed. Your microing Overlords fly in. It's very unlikely you'll have one over at your bases that you can't spare, because obviously you need to be careful of Dark Templar. But here we go, we've got the Hydras and the Mulisks, double evolution chamber as well behind this. We're going to see 5 hatcheries, I believe, from Lumire. Let me just double check. That was 4 hatcheries still, so there's the 5th. I mean, you can take a 4th base very quickly after this 3rd. That's another benefit of this map. But here we go, the Mulis coming back in. There's very little back here to defend. Templar Archives are not done. He is a way away from getting Archons, a very long way away from getting Storm. And I mean, Jedi 1 is just being picked to pieces by these Mulis right now. I mean, Athena was a very good map for Zerg back in the day as well. I mean, just look at the sheer amount of airspace in the corners of this map. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. You don't really see that too much in modern 3-player maps. I mean, the most modern 3-player map that I can think of is Gold Rush, but Gold Rush, of course, very different. No dead space at all on that map, so... the Mutilus are just going to keep Jedi 1 back. We're going to see a lot of lurkers coming in here, but it's going to make it very difficult for Jedi 1 to really push out. Of course, Jedi 1 isn't going to be looking to push out anytime soon. He needs to be careful with these Reavers, though. Interestingly, he doesn't have an observatory, but here we go. The Mutilus still threatening damage. Now, he does have 3 photon cannons over here now, so it's going to be a little bit harder to push in. Still only 1 in the main. But he doesn't really have the economy to support them, and we're going to see more and more lurkers be added to this contain. We're going to see the Queen's Nest coming in. This is going to be for Hive, possibly even taking a leaf out of Liquid Dronesburg and going for some Queens. going for that Broodling on the High Templar. Very, very strong play. Very rare that you do see it, but there are a few players that specialize in that. Zero, the pro player, of course, was well known for his Queen usage, mainly in TVZ, but did use them in CVP every once in a while. Now, he's actually having to kill one of his own gateways. That is not a good look, because his units were spawning behind here and they couldn't get out. So that's actually a bit of a pain. But he is going to be able to get some Dragoons back here to defend. That does allow him to filter his units through to defend against the Mulis. But I mean, these Mulis have been worth so much. They've done so much damage to the mineral line of Jedi 1. Of course, Jedi 1 is pretty well saturated. It is only mining base, so it's not too much of a big deal to lose those probes, but it does hurt you when you want to eventually expand. But I mean, with the position that Lumire has taken, with his macro kicking in, I mean, he's up 60 supply on the Protoss player right now, and that is not a position you want to be in. It is going to be Hive. I don't think we're going to see any Queens. But I mean, Lumire is just biding his time. He's got +1 attack, +1 armor done for his Hydralisk, for his Lurkers. And I mean, he's got his 5th base running, or his 4th base running as well. So it's only a matter of time before Lumire takes this extra 3rd, or the 5th base on the mineral only. He could even take another main. And that looks like what he's going to do. I mean, we're going to see another shuttle coming past. This is going to be for a Storm Drop this time. Storm Drop a little bit more effective against these mineral patches. Only 6 here. So very, very bunched up drones. But there we go. The 5th hatchery being added on. Well, I say the 5th hatchery, the 5th base added on. And I mean, Lumire is still finding damage with these Mulis. This is very, very impressive. And I think Lumire is certainly going to be one of those players that we need to watch out for. But here we go. Looks like we did have the high tower. Oh, that was a very nice move. Doesn't quite get the storms he wants. Gets a large number of drones there, though. And softens up the last ones. That's the sort of moves he needs to be making. Now, the shuttle does get away. Looks like it's going to hide up there. He doesn't quite have it. And the Mulis are forced to come back here to defend. Now, the shuttle's going to go down. A little bit of a misplay by Jedi 1, but I mean, he's done a lot of damage to the drones, a lot of damage to the economy. And I mean, even though Lumire is still 40 supply ahead, he did lose a lot of drones. But the trouble is, doesn't really matter. He's on 7 or 8 hatcheries at this point. Even maybe 10, to be honest. And I mean, all the units have been taken down there, and with 10 hatcheries worth of production, you can build a lot of drones in one go if you really want to. I mean, he could max out on drones if he wanted to at this point, and there's not really too much Jedi 1 can do about it. I mean, Jedi 1 hanging on valiantly, but not really too much else he can do. Now, we're going to see the Defiler Mount coming in. That's going to be consumed. That's very, very important for the Defilers. Going to allow him to go into Plague and Dark Swarm. Now that's a bit of a pimp play, but a little bit of waste of a Reaver Scarab. I mean, Reaver Scarab, or Reavers do outrange things, of course. Now, I mean, the Mulis going to try and dive in, going to try and do some damage. Oh, Maelstrom! Maelstrom! But he doesn't have anything! There's the storm! Oh, what a huge, huge storm that's going to be! Oh, and that's all of the Mulis gone. What an amazing move by this Dark Archon. And that could be the kind of thing that Jedi 1 needs to do to swing the game back in his favor. I mean, don't get me wrong. He is still incredibly far behind. But he's going to be trying to push out. I mean, he needs to use his Reavers. The Reaver's going to be a little bit easier to use now. The Mulis are gone. They cannot pressure the front. Oh, and that's going to be a big Scarab. I mean, 3 kills, 2 kills. But this is too many Hydras. Look at this. A storm coming in. But how much damage is this going to do? I mean, it looks like we're going to have a big engagement. There's a lot of Dragoons left over, but there's no more splash. And this is all of Jedi 1's army right now. Nothing to really help against that. He's not got another Maelstrom here. And I think this is too little too late for Jedi 1. His breakout failed, and he is losing everything. Another huge Maelstrom and no units to kill the Hydras. And that's bound to be GG. I mean, he's got a couple of storms back here. Great storms by him. But there's going to be Lurkers on top of his units. Hydra's not even focusing down the Dark Archon. The Dark Archon's useless, and there we go, GG! After a long and arduous game there by Jedi 1. Very valiant defense for as long as humanly possible. But Lumire is going to take the game in the end. Now, of course, that does leave us with a 4-0 victory for FBW in this show match. Now, the matches don't really count towards anything. It is just a sort of show match series in between round 2 and round 3. You missed in the first week of show match series, or the first week of the show match series a couple of weeks ago. But great game by Lumire. mSj showed off some strong play as well. And I genuinely think that our teams are going to be fairly good here. As we move into round 3, I mean, let's have a look just to do a quick recap of the series, just to really see what happened. I mean, of course it was a 4-0 sweep for FBW, Tai2 taking down Dreamer, LIR being taken down by Faust, TT1 taking down Tailspin in one of the dirtiest games I've ever seen, and Lumire taking down Jedi1. Now mSj are down, but they're not out. Foreign Brood War's roster is a lot stronger this round. Obviously, they've got a full round ahead of them. It's going to be a 7-week group stage. That's going to start on Sunday. And that should be a very good one. Very much looking forward to round 3 now, of course. STPL isn't over for this week. We have another couple of show matches coming your way. So on Wednesday, we're going to have IRK versus DM. Two of the previous playoff finalists. Well, not IRK was a finalist and DM was a semi-finalist. And we're going to have the other new 2 teams battling out on Friday, the 21st of September at 2100 CEST. It's Brood War Life versus Valhalla team. And now Valhalla, one of the newer teams in Brood War. They did spawn as of 2017. BWL I think are quite new as well. IRK have been around since Vanilla, and DM have been around for quite a while as well. Now, of course, IRK and DM are veteran teams for the STPL. They've shown us a lot of great games so far, some of which you can check out, or all of which you can check out on the STPL YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/KicksSC. That's going to change to STPL TV as soon as I get enough subs. I need about 20 more subs to do that. So if you want to help that on YouTube, please go to that link and sub, because that will help me a lot. But thank you very much for tuning in for this show match between FBW and mSj. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll join me again next time. If you follow the STPL TV Twitter as well, you can find out all of the announcement. There's polls posted up on there as well, so you can vote on what team you think's going to win and everything like that. So huge thank you to everyone who tuned in. Huge thank you to everyone who's donated to make the prize pool $1,400 US. I'm going to make a big long video thanking the donators at the end of the tournament, because they've been incredible. Obviously, and a huge thank you to all of you who tuned in to watch. That's going to be it for me for today. I'm going to go and have a relax for a few hours, get ready for work tomorrow, and go back to my 9 to 5 grind again until it's Wednesday again, when I'll be back right here, same time, same place, with more STPL. So see you guys then.